First of all, thank you so much for coming out to Fully Charged Live. You guys had a good time so far? Yes. Who's tired of hearing about Tesla? No, one person. You can leave now if you want. This session is going to be all about how Tesla wins with no more tax credit. And I don't want this to just be me talking. I want this to be an interactive talk. I want to hear from you guys, so feel free to chime in. I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room. Does anybody know me?
When am I getting to write your notes?
I want to write in it first. Let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. My name is Andy Slye. I run a tech YouTube channel. I started doing Tesla videos not too long ago, a couple years ago. Anybody know what I got a couple years ago? Red Ranger. Who said Red Ranger? Somebody knows the name of my car. Thank you so much. Yes. Stalker status. I like it now. Yeah, no. Red Ranger. That's my red Model 3. I got it a couple years ago. And I started doing videos about it, of course, because I like to review technology products. There I am picking up my Model 3 with my lovely wife, Jamie. When I got my car, I started doing videos about it, did a review over it. My videos got pretty popular on YouTube, which led to me becoming the world's top Tesla referrer. I have over 1,000 referrals right now. Still can't believe it. I never thought I would ever be in this position in my wildest dreams. It's been incredible. So that's why I'm here today. Does anybody know about the federal tax credit here in the US? Raise your hand. Yeah, almost everybody does. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty details. A person living in the US can potentially get up to $7,500 tax credit on their income taxes they owe if they buy a qualifying electric vehicle. Okay, and it applies to all car manufacturers here in the US. However, once a car manufacturer sells their 200,000th electric vehicle, it slowly starts to phase out for that car manufacturer until it's completely gone. And guess who ran out of the tax credit at the end of 2019? It's BMW, actually. BMW. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm making sure you guys are paying attention. It's Tesla, of course, yes. Tesla was the first one to run out because they sell the most EVs here in the US. And yeah, does anybody know who's next in line to run out? That's right, Chevy, GM. As a YouTuber, I get a lot of comments from people like this. People say, the only reason Tesla is surviving is because of taxpayers' money and government incentives. And they say, when that runs out, Tesla will fail. Well, Tesla hater, here's why you're wrong. No, that's sort of why I wanted to do this talk, because I'm recording. I'm gonna make this into a video because I'm gonna have this as a video. I'm gonna point to them. I'm gonna say, here, watch this video, and you'll know why Tesla will not only survive, but they'll thrive without the tax credit. I don't want you to think that I'm just rooting for Tesla, okay? I love competition. You know why? Who does it benefit? Us, me and you, right? The consumer. Love competition. Rivian's here. Anybody like Rivian? Yes. I love competition. I root for it. But, there's always a but. I've only owned one EV, my Model 3, for almost 2 years now. I can speak from experience. I've grown to appreciate how great of a product a Tesla is, how enjoyable owning a Tesla is. No other car could probably bring that amount of joy to my face. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. You're going to learn throughout this talk. I like to get on my car. It's weird. I want this to be interactive. Does anybody want to guess, like the first? Because like I start off with like my biggest advantage, in my opinion.
Supercharger. Battery. Software.
I already heard the right answer. Yeah, Superchargers. There are over 15,000 Superchargers right now. They're strategically placed. You can travel pretty much anywhere in the U.S. on Superchargers. Now, I know that there are DC fast chargers. I know they're coming, and I root for them. Like Electrify America, I hope they continue what they're doing. I love that. But right now, currently, there's nothing as prevalent and as seamless as the Supercharger infrastructure. For a Tesla owner, you jump in your car, punch in where you're going, takes you exactly to the Supercharger you need to stop at, tells you how long you need to be at that Supercharger without having to do anything. You get out, you plug the cable in, you don't have to swipe your credit card, anything like that. Automatically bills the account owner of a Tesla. I've never had to even charge at a non-Supercharger. Yeah, like so Tesla now, it will precondition your battery so that you can charge faster. Last year, okay, I was lucky enough to go see the SpaceX Falcon Heavy launch in Florida. It was part of the referral program rewards that I won. And you know, with rockets, I don't know if you learned anything about, do you might come and watch Tim's, yeah. See, I don't know anything about rockets. All I know is that they're cool. I want to watch one. And I got an email about like 2 or 3 days before it was going to happen saying, hey, you're invited. Okay, well, I got a day job, right? So I had to leave my day job that afternoon and drive 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours in order to make it to this Falcon Heavy launch, once in a lifetime event. That includes I had to stop in Atlanta and sleep. I could not have done that, in my opinion, with any other electric vehicle. It's at my long-range Model 3. ABetterRoutePlanner.com, if you don't know it, it's a great website. You can plug in any electric vehicle model. It tells you exactly what charging stops you need to stop at on your trip. So this is the trip that I did from my house to Cape Canaveral, Florida for the SpaceX Falcon Heavy launch. Top screenshot is on my long-range Model 3. Bottom screenshot, same trip, but on a Chevy Bolt. You can see, just by looking at that, Chevy Bolt has double the amount of charging stops, double the charging cost, and it added 5 hours to the trip. Superchargers are a huge advantage. I was thinking about driving my Model 3 here, honestly. I could have done it only because of Superchargers. Speaking of traveling, what's the next advantage? Range, I heard it. Battery and range. When it comes to EVs, now, does anybody listen to my buddy Ryan's podcast, Ride the Lightning? Yes, that's how I get my Tesla information. Shout out to Ryan. I hear him say this. What does he say? I don't know if you guys have heard him say this. Range is king. I don't know if he coined that phrase, but I've heard him say it, and I completely agree. Range is king when it comes to EVs. If range was a basketball player, it would be LeBron, King James. Get out of here, Michael Jordan. Rest in peace, Kobe. God, I'm still torn up about that. King James, right? When I reserved my Model 3 in 2016, I only had a couple requests, right? It had to be all electric, check. Had to have access to a nationwide Supercharger network, check. Had to be right around $50,000, check. But the fourth one was a question mark. I wanted at least 300 miles of range. We didn't know what the range was going to be like when I put my $1,000 down in 2016. It was over a year later until they let us know what the specs were. And when they said it was going to be 310 miles, I was ecstatic. I was like, that is my number one wish, was that 300 miles of range. And I can't believe they did it, honestly. And I get people to this day, when they ask me, Andy, I'm buying a Tesla. What should I get? What option should I get? I'm like, well, first of all, you better get the longest range possible. Because if you drive a lot, if you plan to keep it a long time, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to want that range. You're going to want it, like when I went down to Florida, right? If you want 300 miles plus range under $50,000, the only option is the long-range Model 3. As far as I know, do you might know anything different? The top 3 longest range EVs, of course, are all Teslas: Model 3, Model S, Model X. And their battery technology, motor efficiency, top-notch, probably the best in the industry right now. They got the dry battery electrode, the new patent for the longer-lasting, cheaper battery. It's supposed to last up to 1 million miles, which is crazy. And then one of the best things about owning my Model 3, my range has actually increased since getting it, which is nuts.
Software updates.
He's cheating. Software updates, that brings us to the next one. What do you think of, what kind of company do you think of when you think of Tesla? Yeah, like what? Yeah, exactly. Apple computers, stuff like that. Amazon, Kmart. No, I'm just kidding. Same colors, right? I like to think of Tesla as an energy company with a focus on technology and software. Does anybody remember Leo Laporte's tech podcast? Bunch of nerds. Shout out to my fellow nerds in here. Used to listen to that all the time in college, and that's when I first heard about Tesla. Jason Calacanis, one of the early investors, was on there talking about all-electric sports car. I was like, man, that's really cool. And then the Model S came, and the Model S was the first car I ever saw that was so heavily built on software. Model 3, its foundation is software. They took away all the physical knobs, all the buttons, replaced it with a touchscreen because they know software is going to be the foundation for the future for cars. When people ask me, what's your favorite thing about the Model 3? That's that minimalist interior, baby. What's the most popular feature of a Tesla? Like, what is synonymous with Tesla? Autopilot. Autopilot software. One of my favorite things about driving the Model 3 actually came in a software update recently. Anybody want to guess what that is? One pedal driving. And they say, hey, Tesla, I don't know why you didn't have that before. All the other EVs had it, right? I don't understand. That's one thing that I'll never know why it took them so long to do that. But they did give it to us. The beautiful gift of a free over-the-air software update, AKA magic, as I like to call it. What if a safety recall happens? They could literally push a button and fix a recall without having thousands of people bringing their cars in. That's amazing. Speaking of recalls, take a stab at it. Next advantage. Safety. I know I said superchargers are the best advantage. An argument can be made. Safety is their biggest advantage. And it's funny, it gets forgotten about. I'm the biggest culprit of it. I spoke at the Tesla Midwest gathering. That's where I met Craig last year in August. And I talked to some Tesla owners there. I asked them, I was like, what's the number one reason you bought your Tesla? What do you think the number one answer was? Fart noises, actually. No, it's fart noises. Of course, it's safety. It's safety, yes. These are some of the safest cars being made right now. My wife and I are trying to decide if we're going to have a baby this year. And so, this guy's saying, no, don't do it. Thanks, you just helped me make my decision. Let me text my wife real quick. We were literally talking about this. I'm like, I got shocked. I'm like, if we have a kid, I'm going to have to cancel the Model Y order. You know that, right? Because it would be fiscally irresponsible of me as a father to buy a $50,000 car the same year we're having a baby, right? No. These people are saying, no, you're bad parents. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I was the same thing. I was like, why would I do that? But I got to thinking, do I want my newborn child and wife in my wife's current car, which is a 13-year-old Pontiac? No. Or do I want them in one of the safest cars?
What were you thinking?
What am I thinking? Exactly. This is how I convinced my wife to get a Model Y. Yeah, this is perfect.
I have a 12-year-old daughter. I'm currently driving her Model 3. So when she gets 18, and that's her car. But my wife said, wow, that's a really nice car for an 18-year-old. I'm like, safety. And the other thing is, oh, what time are you supposed to be home? The car's coming home now.
There you go. How many of you are Tesla owners in here? Well, okay, yeah, so most of you guys know about this. For those of you who don't, like with the Tesla app, you can see the location of the car at all times. And the speed. And then when they unlock that interior driver camera, you can see who's in it. You may not want to see that, I don't know. When you think about your loved ones in a car, it really does change your perception of price tag. Because we all know Teslas are relatively expensive up front, right? They relatively are. But when you think about it like that, it's worth it when these are the safest cars. I know we just talked about price. I put this up as an advantage. Some of you are probably thinking, that's crazy, Teslas are expensive. Hear me out. Total cost of ownership. If you plan to keep the car a long time, it is definitely worth it, in my opinion, even without the tax credit. I recently did a video. I went over my entire cost of ownership over the first 40,000 miles of my Model 3. That's how much I spent to travel 40,000 miles for charging. $821. If you compare that to a similarly priced gas car, the BMW, like a BMW 3 Series, which is around the same price, which, by the way, takes premium gas. I looked that up, $3.14 a gallon national average for premium gas. So it'll cost about $4,200 to travel 40,000 miles in a BMW 3 Series. That's $3,400 in savings right there alone in fuel. And then my first 40,000 miles, I spent $0 on maintenance. Kind of expected, right? I had a few minor repairs. Nothing affected the driving reliability. There was a couple of clicks and noises, stuff like that. Tesla Ranger came out to my location every time, fixed it on the spot, didn't inconvenience me whatsoever. Covered it for free under the new vehicle warranty. However, I am entering the world of owning a Tesla with no more new vehicle warranty soon. I'm about to hit 50,000 miles, so I will document my experience. Maybe I should talk to Rich rebuilds before he leaves to get his. Nothing so far has given me the impression that this car, my Model 3, was not built to last a long time, and I plan to keep it as long as possible. This brings us into the next advantage, which is vision and mission. This is the underlying pulse and heartbeat of Tesla, and it's why they've become the second most valuable car company in the entire world. Starts with their leader, Elon Musk. He's this crazy, ambitious, unique character who has these crazy dreams. Guess what? More often than not, he gets them done. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it. Tesla's mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That doesn't sound like your typical car company's mission statement, does it? No. So Master Plan Part 1, they have 4 goals. Create a high-priced, low-volume car, Roadster 1.0. Use that money to create a medium-volume, more affordable car, Model S. Use that money to create their most affordable, high-volume car, Model 3. And of course, provide solar along the way. They completed all 4 of those, and yet people still doubt Tesla. How many people in here have seen the Avengers movies? The Avengers? Okay, I actually haven't seen the last few. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I think I know what happens. When you're watching those movies, who do you root for? Like, who do you think? The good guys who are trying to save the world, right? Unless you're a sociopath. No, you're always rooting for the people who are trying to save the world. Hello? Tesla, Elon, that's real-life heroes. They're trying to save the world. IRL, in real life. It's crazy. So take a look at Master Plan Part 2, which is what they're currently in right now. Create solar roofs with integrated battery storage. Expand their EV product line to address all major segments. Full self-driving capability. And then the last one, enable the car to make money when you're not using it. 3 out of the 4. They're doing the top 3. Fourth one, TBD. We don't know, maybe. But based on their track record, 7 for 7, baby. If this was NBA Jams, the ball would be on fire. Based on the track record, I have some faith in them. One of those brings us to our next advantage, which is product lineup. Now, who has a reservation for Model Y? Really? Okay. What about Cybertruck? Okay. What about the new Toyota?
Self-charging.
I don't mean to pick on Toyota. I really don't.
Who's got a reservation for a Roadster?
Does anybody have a Roadster reservation? Okay, all right. That's why I didn't ask that.
We're going to put the baby seat in the Roadster.
It's a 4-seater, yeah. If I have twins, it's going to be a full car. I don't know. I don't mean to pick on Toyota or anybody else. I love competition. I root for other people. But the excitement level is just a little different for Tesla. The Model Y is going to be entering one of the most popular segments here in the US, the crossover hatchback market. It's bound to be a massive hit. The Cybertruck. It's just a crazy, futuristic, military-style vehicle that nobody's ever seen anything like it before, except in a movie. And then, of course, they got these all-electric semi-trucks that are going to be hitting the road for big-name companies soon. And then we touched on earlier, solar and battery solutions for people's homes. No other company is offering this wide variety of high-quality products, honestly. And the way they vertically integrate their production, it's going to be way more beneficial in the long run for a much more efficient, streamlined business model. Vertical integration is huge. I never was a car guy. Does anybody else feel that way? Never cared about cars before? I'm not alone. Never cared about cars whatsoever until Tesla. I was more into technology. But it's hard to ignore the performance that comes in these cars and how they're able to constantly make them quicker for the price. For $57,000, you get a performance Model 3, goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. I looked up an ICE car that had the equivalent 0 to 60 speed. It was a Jaguar Project 8. Anybody know what that costs? $187,000. You can buy 3 performance Model 3s for that price. It's insane the amount of performance they pack into a $50,000 Tesla. Even if you're not into that sort of thing, performance, once you get a Tesla, you're kind of sort of into that sort of thing, yeah. You realize that, yeah, you could get used to this. I own the slowest Tesla ever made, the rear-wheel drive Model 3. I still giggle when I punch that accelerator. A grown man. And it makes my passengers do the same. It makes them smile. It makes them... People always remember their first time in a Tesla. I promise. That brings us to popularity. Teslas are insanely popular and in demand. You know this. You can pull your phone out right now and go to YouTube and search Tesla or Model 3 or Model S, Model X, Cybertruck, Model Y. You'll see thousands of video results. Viewers want to see this. Viewers want, like when I make a video about Tesla, it usually does better than my other topics. There are people, after the Cybertruck event, popular YouTubers with millions of subscribers, never made a Tesla video in their life, making a video about the Cybertruck and why they ordered. That's the type of reach and demand that Tesla has. If you pair that with their vehicle class, you know, Teslas are considered luxury vehicles. And in my city, I can go drive for Uber and Lyft. My Model 3 qualifies for premium rides. So I give people their first ride in their Tesla. They love it. They gave me 5 stars. They gave me a tip. I make double the fare because it's a luxury vehicle. And I don't have to buy gas, which is a huge advantage of the other people that's driving premium cars. I know people who rent out their Teslas on Turo, and it basically pays for their car and then some because they can put that high price tag on a Tesla. It can be kind of looked at sort of as an investment based on the vehicle class and the high demand that it has. Also, Kelley Blue Book gave Model 3 the best resale value of any electric vehicle in 2019. No surprise there, really, right? All the other advantages that we talked about add up to this. This is the golden ticket to stardom for any company. Now, this session was more about the value of a brand than anything. It's not about this versus that, specs, stuff like that. Tesla's brand identity is in touch with the current and up-and-coming generations more so than any other car company that I can think of. Their CEO is on Twitter sharing memes. They're putting fart noises in Atari games in their cars. They have a speaker that sarcastically talks to pedestrians. It's coming. Have you seen the video? Okay. Do any of those features affect the driving capability of the cars? No. But they're staples in Tesla's brand identity. They make the quickest cars that they can possibly make, while also making those same cars the safest in their class. They're implementing the modern strategies for building a successful brand, and it's working. What's your name?
Andy.
What? Okay. Andy, okay. Let's say I share my Dropbox referral link with you. If you sign up for Dropbox, we both get some free storage. That sound cool? That sound good? Yeah, okay. What's your name?
David.
David. Hey, David, if I share my Robinhood link with you, we both get a free stock. Sound cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. If I share my Tesla referral link with you and you buy one, both get some free supercharging. Think of any app that you use. I bet it has a referral program. And Tesla is doing this right now, while the other car manufacturers are not. Look at my little nephew, Jonah. Look at the smile on his face. What is he driving? A kid-sized Model S. Part of the referral program rewards from back last year. He's not driving a kid-sized Dodge Dart. No. He's driving a Model S. Tesla is changing the way they're doing business as a car company. No dealerships, direct to consumer, order from your phone. Okay. Now, I will use this analogy. I know not a lot of people aren't a big fan of this, but I like this analogy. If the gasoline car is the dumb flip phone and the EV is a smartphone, Tesla is like Apple. Don't throw stuff at me. I don't know how many people in here hate Apple. But I'm not saying they're 100% the same. There are some strong similarities, though. Both built on technology, both have strong, loyal, enthusiastic, cult-like fan bases. Proprietary chargers, exactly. See, this is where it comes to. I think their biggest goal is to provide an enjoyable, intuitive experience for the user inside their own ecosystem with optimized software and hardware. At the highest cost? Yeah, they're relatively expensive. They're a luxury type brand. The big difference between Apple and Tesla is that Apple spends money on advertising, while Tesla lets goobers like me do it for free for them by flying down here and talking to you wonderful people, okay? And I will continue to do that. And I enjoy doing it. So, yeah, that wraps up my top 10 advantages for Tesla and why I think they will continue to thrive in 2020 and beyond, even without the tax credit. If they can keep relying and building upon those top 10 advantages, they'll have no problem because it's all about a brand. So thank you guys so much. I will take questions.